Dubai's transformation and its future. Welcome to Jack's Top 10. Dubai was only recently discovered by the globe. Westerners saw the city as rich, weird, gaudy, and menacing. However, it was presented as a Norwell. With record-breaking buildings, indoor ski slopes, and a startlingly varied populace, this global metropolis enthralled the world. Dubai's 96% foreign-born population dwarfs New York City's 37% immigrant population. According to two American observers, everything in Dubai, its luxuries, laborers, architects, accents, even its golds, was flown in from somewhere else. Despite the frenzied media hype, the only truly novel aspect of Dubai is the flown-in component. Dubai was hailed as a new phenomenon, but it is in fact a far older one. For 300 years, developing nations have erected instant cities based after the West in an attempt to modernize a backward region. Intercontinental planes, which can transport passengers from any major city in the world to another in a single day, have slowed the growth of these global crossroads cities. So while Dubai as a city is new, the concept is not. Just that in the age of jet-powered globalisation, the notion can soar. Initially, Emirates only connected Dubai to its surroundings. Saudis and Iranians came to shop and enjoy the libertine nightlife. Soviet collapse and post-Soviet freefall brought Russians to Dubai to empty store shelves and resell products back home. After a few years, Emirates began flying to key global hubs like London, Frankfurt, and Singapore. Emirates developed into an octopus, catching people from all over the world and bringing them to Dubai. Some of the foreign businesses who visited stayed for the tax-free salaries. While many countries do not tax expatriate earnings, the US does so above $91,500. To begin the new century, around 20,000 Britons lived in the Emirates, enjoying the familiarity of a former colony as the first wave of expatriate Dubai landers. Of course, aviation in the world's most volatile region isn't just about maps and stewardesses. Even though just one Emirati was among the 9/11 terrorists, Dubai was vital. Because Dubai is the Middle East's air hub, most of the perpetrators entered via Dubai. Because Dubai is the Gulf's financial powerhouse, the plot's funding came through Dubai's banks. Moreover, in the run-up to the attacks, the Emirati elite had unintentionally protected Osama bin Laden. A hunting excursion led by Emirati nobility thwarted the CIA's attempt to assassinate bin Laden in 1999. Cruise missile attacks may have killed half of the UAE royal family, said CIA chief George Tenet. Until President George W. Bush said, "Either you are with us or the terrorists." The Emirati royals were pals with both the Americans, for whom Dubai is the largest foreign naval port, and the man who declared war on America. The Emirati royals probably considered bin Laden as an eccentric friend, part of the social milieu of Gulf Arab billionaires with a dash of radical chic. With the unprecedented land reform in place, the global real estate consulting firm Jones Lang LaSalle touted Dubai, along with Dublin and Las Vegas, as its world-winning city for 2002. The report put Dubai on global investors' maps alongside the better-known capital of the Celtic Tiger and the Mojave Desert outpost that was then the fastest-growing city in the world's largest economy. All three cities experienced massive booms, but Dubai's was the most explosive. With the success of Jebel Ali, Sheikh Mohammed began carving other free zones out of the desert, each specifically designed to woo an industry he felt would benefit Dubai. But carving Dubai up into free zones was more than just an economic development strategy. Being a single city governed under multiple legal regimes would come to define Dubai. Global cities have always struggled with how to apply laws to their diverse assemblages of people. Through its patchwork of free zones, Dubai had come up with a new answer. While in the foreign concessions of Shanghai, different people were bound by different legal codes based on their nationality, in Dubai the same people would be governed by different legal codes depending on where they were within the city. In Shanghai, extraterritoriality meant that no matter where you were in the treaty port, you were, in a legal sense, always back home. In Dubai, the free zones made traveling from neighborhood to neighborhood, in a legal sense, like moving from country to country. A state within a state, Hoopman said. It's like the Vatican. In Europe, the tiny Vatican is controlled by religious legislation, while the bigger Italian state around it is secular, the exact opposite of the position in Dubai. To implement its laws, the DIFC has its own court system, presided over by an imported British judge. The DIFC even has its own official currency, the US dollar, rather than the UAE dirham. English is the official language of the country, Hoopman remarked. The administration pledged full internet searchability in the twin zones, except for sites based in Israel, which would remain blocked. Unlike other totalitarian governments, such as China, the UAE is fully clear about its internet censorship. The UAE blocks banned sites with the phrase, "We apologize, the site you're seeking to view has been restricted owing to its content being contradictory with the United Arab Emirates' religious, cultural, political, and moral principles." Web pages with instructions from computer hacking and bomb manufacture, as well as sites that promote internet gambling and internet dating, are also prohibited, according to the legislation. Users who believe a site has been blocked in error can appeal to the authorities, provided they are willing to provide their name and contact information on the complaint form. To launch Internet City, the state-owned developer made a loss leader arrangement with Microsoft. As part of the deal, Microsoft would get 50 years of free rent and the world's largest Microsoft sign on its new headquarters. Other companies soon joined Microsoft. Today, Internet City is home to Microsoft, Hewlett-Packard, Dell, and Canon, among others. Sleek, low-slung office buildings with manicured landscapes and parking lots house hundreds of smaller businesses employing thousands of workers. Despite this, Dubai has only been able to attract tech companies as finance and marketing teams. It hasn't been enough to entice the innovative research and development and programming divisions, which remain based in the more liberal neighboring nations of India and Israel. Despite its triumphs, Dubai's city-state lacks intellectual freedom. Along with Al Jazeera and Al Arabiya, the neighboring media city construction drew foreign offices of important Western new agencies. Dubai promised peace and tranquility in the midst of the Middle Eastern turmoil. The city-state was a great venue to report on the Afghan and Iraq wars. Journalists might fly into war zones, report, then return to their offices in wealthy, calm, and stable Dubai. Building Media City enticed Sheikh Mohammed with free exposure. Bringing big bureaus to the area helped establish Dubai a household brand by allowing local journalists to cover frivolous subjects they would not have covered elsewhere. Dubai's extravagant real estate projects, a shopping mall with an indoor ski slope, massive palm-shaped islands, became internationally famous. This seems to be the case with many Dubai developments. In a Gulf autocrat, the degree of intellectual freedom remained a concern for the media. That unrestrained international media reporting on Dubai would be acceptable as long as it focused on the area rather than the UAE's internal problems being challenged. In 2007, at the behest of fellow regional tyrant General Pervez Musharraf, Dubai shut down 2 independent Pakistani media sites reporting from Media City on domestic instability. Wael Ghanem, Google's Middle East marketing director, led revolutionary protests in Egypt via uncensored Facebook in 2011. Despite certain problems, media and technology businesses continue to operate in Dubai due to its many advantages, but if the Arab Spring results in any stable Arab democracies, they may seriously challenge Dubai as the Arab world's media and technology center. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe for more.